Revelation chapter 8, verse 1. When the Lamb broke the seventh seal, there was silence in heaven for about a half an hour. The first seal brought this horseman that's going to go out and conquer people. The second brought this war horseman. The sixth seal brought this earthquake and the sky being pulled apart and destruction and chaos and all this stuff. And we get to the seventh seal, and you might be expecting the end of the world with this seventh seal, right? And there's silence in heaven for about a half an hour. Not exactly what you may have been expecting, huh? That's an interesting thing, and it's something that, by the way, John is going to do to you more than once throughout the book of the Revelation. You might be thinking that this is, it's not it yet. We still have to keep going. The seventh seal brings about silence in heaven. Now, people have pondered over this and wondered, why? What? That doesn't make sense. We were expecting something else here. Now, the sixth seal, if I'm right, I believe is a precursor to that final judgment to come. And this is followed by God's judgment. And silence in the Old Testament often accompanies God's judgment. Isaiah chapter 47, Ezekiel chapter 22, Amos chapter 8. I'm of the opinion, actually, that this silence does follow God's judgment. There was a movie made based off a book. The book was The Lord of the Flies. 2 movies were ever made of this. One's an old black and white British film, and that's not the one I'm talking about. I'm talking about the second one. I think it was made sometime in the 90s, and it was Americanized. The boys on the island are American, not British. And it plays out much the same way. By the way, this is not telling you to go watch this movie, because I don't think it's a good movie. But the movie plays out much the same way that the book and the previous movie plays out. The end, spoiler alert, the boys have gone crazy on the island. Ralph is the only one left who has some sense of normalcy, some sense of right and wrong. And Ralph has become his antagonist. He's the chief of the boys who want to do violence and so forth. And they are now chasing... I think the chief's name is Jack. Now that I think it, Ralph is the boy who still has his head on his shoulders. The boys are chasing him. They're trying to kill him. They've already killed at least 2 people from my remembrance of a book I read in high school. They've already killed 2, and now they want to kill him, because by killing him, the old order passes away and this new system has arrived. And Jack will be the chief of the island and will behave the way we want. Ralph is running for his life. He's running from them. They've got knives. They've got sharpened spears, sharpened sticks into spears. He breaks out of the jungle. He breaks onto the island. He falls when his feet get into the sand, and he looks up, and right before him is a military officer. And you see it pan, and the ships are there to rescue the boys. The rescue has come. And Ralph looks up, and he realizes he's saved. But the other boys are right behind him. They come out, and they see exactly what he saw. And their look on their face, especially the look on Jack's face, he was wrong. They came to get him. They're saved. But he's not safe, is he? Because now he's going to answer for the wicked that he did on the island. And the face of him is just, whoever that actor is, that image is seared in my face, in my mind, because his face is of total dread. I'm about to answer. I'm about to be held accountable for the wicked that I've done. I think on Judgment Day, when we get to it, there have been people throughout world history that have lived their life as if there is no God. They've lived their life to the absolute fullness in their view, because they don't believe they're going to be held accountable. Some people have gotten away with murder in world history, have they not? Do you remember that just a few months ago they once again thought that they solved Jack the Ripper? They once again think they know now who Jack the Ripper is. I don't know if they're right. I don't know if they're wrong. But one day, Jack the Ripper is going to stand before the judgment. God's judgment is not a trivial matter, and I don't think you and I should be cavalier about it. I don't know about you, trying not to get too emotional here. I'm afraid I know certain people who we're going to get to that day, and they're going to have Jack's expression on their face. And I'm going to tell them, I tried to tell you. I tried to warn you. And that silence that happens here in chapter, the seventh seal, I think it's both them, the earth dwellers, realizing what comes next, but I think it's also you and I, realizing what comes next. Now, you and I, we're clothed in white. We're going to be in the presence of God. He's going to wipe away every tear from our eyes. But do you know somebody who's not going to be there? You believe they're an earth dweller. And save a Damascus Road experience, they're going to remain an earth dweller. This seal is, I believe, us and them realizing the severity of sin. We've trivialized sin. We've excused sin. We have even said there's big sins and small sins because we think about it in an economic sense. Is that the way God thinks about it? Sin has done absolutely horrible things since Eden, right? And that's what's going to happen. Other people have seen this, though, as the seventh seal is the trumpets. It is the bowls. The seventh seal doesn't end at verse 1. The seventh seal is the rest of what's to happen.